Hi everyone. Today we're looking at customizing an Avada Prebuilt site. This is part 2 of this video series, so if you haven't seen part 1, follow the link in the description and watch that one first. In this video, I'm going to complete the site I started in part 1. I'll complete the remaining pages one by one, check the remaining layout sections and where they are being used, like places you might not think of, such as the 404 page, and clean up the back end by removing unused assets, etc. All that tidying up and finishing the site so that it's functional and ready to be promoted. You can skip to any section by clicking on the timestamps in the video description. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos like this one. And if you don't want to miss one, click the bell icon to get notifications of all new videos on our channel. Okay, there's lots to do, so let's get started. In part 1 of this video, we changed the global colors and typography, customized the header and footer layout sections, added some products, and customized the contents of the homepage here. I noticed that in the first video, I didn't set one of the values properly. So I'm just going to fix that by going into the grass section separator here, and on the Design tab, removing the luminance value adjustment in the global color. Yeah, that's better. And I also had an idea with the header to add a background color to it. So I will edit that and add my pale green to the background. I'll just save that layout section again. And now let's come back and refresh our homepage. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so now it's time to move on and change the other pages. The next page on the menu is the About Us page. The first thing I notice on this page is the page title bar. This is coming from a page title bar layout section in a layout. So if we just head to the Layouts page, you can see that on this layout called Subpage PTB, there is a subpage custom page title bar, and it's being used on all pages except the home page. So changing this will change it on all the other pages as well. If I come back to the page and head to the Edit Live link, we can edit this layout section from here as well. I'll just Control-click to open it in a new tab, Command-click on Mac. Let's start by changing the background image. I'll just edit the container and head to the Background tab and the Image tab here in the Background options. And I'll just remove this image and select my new one. While I'm on this tab, I'm also going to add a parallax option to the background. I'll set this to up. I might also add a bit of gradient over the top of it, so I'll go to that tab and add color 7 as the start color, and just open the preferences and set the alpha channel to -50. And on the Design tab, I'll make this page title bar section a bit bigger by giving it a bit more top and bottom padding. Yeah, that looks good. So let's just save this layout section. Okay, so if we go back to the About Us page and refresh, we can see we have changed the page title bar, and that will have changed now on all the other pages as well. Alright, to the content of this page. Okay, the first bit is very straightforward. It's all just titles, images, and text. So I'll put on a tune while I do that. Now under this is a separator section that's fading into a black container with an image and some more text. Again, I'll mostly leave the design and just change the content. I might just set the column justification to center, as it will better suit my new image, and also change the button to link to the contact page. Okay, the next section has already changed, and that's because it's a global container, and we changed that in part 1. So now we're at the footer, and it's also using the global footer. So this page is done. Okay, let's save this and move on to the next page. This is the shop page, and this won't need much work as it's pretty much all pulled dynamically from the products. If I just scroll the page, I can see it's mostly only the top bit that needs editing. I'll just edit these columns at the top to match the ones on the home page, and change the titles and text here at the top of the products. I'm also going to edit the postcard element here and simplify this site a bit by using the same products postcard I was using on the other page. Okay, let's save that as well. Okay, the next page is called Our Farm. Note how it's already using our previously edited page title bar, but the main content needs to change. One cool feature that's easy to overlook is the image aspect ratio option in the image element. I want a slightly different aspect ratio for my image here, but instead of editing it and uploading another image, I can simply add the original at an appropriate size and then use the image aspect ratio option to control it. I'll set this one to 2:1 and leave the focus point in the center here. Now I don't want this section here, so I'm going to delete that entirely. And instead, let's use Avada Studio to add some new content here. I'll just add a new container and head to the Studio tab. And I've found one here that I think will work well. I'll just use local styles and color, and I might invert those colors and import this. And now I'll just customize it with my own content. Again, the lower content on this page is global, so that's that page. Let's save it. The blog is the next page. I'll just start by editing the titles and the text at the top. Okay, now here the posts are being pulled by a postcards element, and I'm happy with the layout. All these posts, of course, are from the old site, so I'll have to go to the posts page, delete these, and create some of my own. But apart from that, the actual page content here is fine, as it will pull all the new content when I've made it. So I'll just save this page. Okay, I'll be back in a bit when I've made some new blog posts. Alright, I've deleted all the old posts and made some new ones. So now if we just refresh this page, we can now see my posts are showing up instead. Perfect. We'll also have to check the layout of the single posts before we are done. But first, let's do the last page, the Contact Us page. Okay, on this page we have some text and an Avada form on the left and a column with some contact info on the right. Let's start with the left column. I'll just edit the text here, but any other changes I want will be in the actual form. Let's look at the right column. With a real site we would add real contact details, but I don't actually have boxes of produce to sell you as yet, so I will leave these as dummy links. I might also just add an image element above these details and add one of the images from the media library, just in a smaller size. I'll also change this to a 3:1 aspect ratio and adjust the focus point so my subjects are in the middle. Yeah, that looks good. Under this we have a nested column element, which has another postcard pulling the posts in a slider design. I like that, so really the only thing I need to change here is the column background image. I will just remove that, and instead I might make it a color instead. Maybe a mid-tone grey. Okay, that's it for that page. Let's save that. So that's all the pages edited. But I can't hear Montserrat Cabal singing yet, so clearly the job's not done. Let's have a look at a single post page. But before I do that, it will be helpful to go to Avada Layouts first. See how there's a blog post layout here? As you can see from the conditions at the bottom, this is being used on all posts. So here in this layout, there is a custom blog page title bar layout section assigned, as well as a content layout section. That's pulling the actual post content into the page, but it's being displayed using this layout, which can add extra content onto the page as well. Okay, so now we know how this is put together. Let's go look at the post. Okay, so as we can see here, under the global header is the custom page title bar, which is pulling the featured image from the post, as well as displaying the title and the date. That looks all good to me. The content under the page title bar is coming from the content layout section. There's the post itself, which is being pulled by the content element, and then there is this order online section. And then under that there is the footer. If we mouse over the Edit Live button at the top here, let's see what's available to edit. Okay, so there are 6 elements connected to this page we can edit. There's the post itself, which is the actual post content. Then there's the 4 layout sections for this layout, the global header and footer, and the page title bar and content layout sections here. Then there is the newsletter form in the footer. But we want to look at the content layout section, so let's edit that. Okay, so as we scroll down, we have the page title bar layout section, and then we come to editable content. So as mentioned, we have this content element here pulling the actual post content into this layout, and under that is the order online section. If it looks familiar, it's because there was one just like it on the home page. So let's go to the home page and copy it from there. I'll just right click and copy the container, and come back to the content layout section and paste it in above this one. Yeah, that's better. Now I will delete the other one. Under this is the footer, so now our single blog post layout should be good. We can now save this layout section. So let's go back to layouts now and see if there are any other layouts or layout sections we haven't noticed yet. And here we can see the last 2 layouts are being used to display all products and the 404 page respectively. So these 2 areas need to be checked as well. Let's start with the single product layout. It only has a product content layout section, which will be controlling how the product content displays. So let's have a look at a single product. Okay, so the layout for this product is being controlled by that product content layout section. We can see that up here in our menu. So let's edit that one. Okay, the top part looks pretty good, but again there's those 3 small columns that need changing. These ones are in a nested column, so just give me a minute to do that. Okay, the actual product layout is a mix of various Woo elements, and it looks great. But under this, there's another one of those containers like on the home page, but this one has got old text and no products are showing. I'll just edit the title here, and the text underneath. And now let's look at the products. They are being pulled by a postcard again, and if we edit that, there's our difference. This postcard element is using a postcard called Related Products and Upsells, and the content source is set to upsells. When I added my products, I only set up cross-sells. So if we change the content source to that, our related products appear. I might also quickly edit this postcard and again change the font size for the price. You can edit the postcard directly from the element here, or you can find all postcards in the Avada library. Let's just have a look at that. Here we can see all the postcards being used on this site. There's the related products one at the top, as well as the blog grid and the single blog card. And then there's the shop page products, which we are not using anymore, so we can delete that one. And finally, one called products, which we used on the shop page instead, and also in the global container on the home page. So I'll quickly edit the related products postcard from here. And I'll change the aspect ratio of the image to 1:1 again, and change the price typography to 24 pixels. Okay, let's save that and move on. For the other layout that was left, let's go to the front end and trigger a 404 page to look at the layout. Okay, so we have another unique page title bar here, and then there's a 404 content layout section that has some titles and text, and then there's the global container from the home page. So not a lot that needs to change here. I'll just edit the page title bar layout section and the content layout section so we can edit those. For the page title bar, I just need to edit the background image. I'll just remove the existing image and add my new one. And add a gradient like the other one. I'll also make this a bit bigger by adjusting the padding. Okay, let's save that and edit the 404 content layout section. Here, I'll just change the text a bit at the top to reflect my site a bit better. I'll call this, "We don't seem to be growing that variety." And I'll just update the text below the 404 as well. And that's that. Let's save that layout section and take stock. So what's left? With the products, I would need to complete the setup of WooCommerce with my own account and all that side of things, but we can't do that for this example. And we also need to look at the forms. They are found under Avada Forms. And here we can see there are two forms on this site, the one being used on the contact page and the newsletter one. So let's edit these. With the Contact Us form, I'm happy enough with the elements here, but I can see it says Country Butcher here, so I will change that. It also says Subscribe on the button at the bottom, and I'd prefer this one to say Submit. As well as the design changes, we would also need to decide what happens when these forms are submitted. That happens on the Form Options tab. Under Submissions, we can configure how we want the forms to be dealt with, and we can set up notifications on that tab. With the newsletter form, I'd probably want to connect that to a MailChimp account for the subscribers to be automatically added to my mailing list, and also set up some notifications. Please see the Avada Forms documentation linked below for more info on how to create and edit Avada Forms. Okay, so now let's go and do a bit of cleaning up. With the media library, there's no point in having these old images in here, so let's go through and delete anything not being used. I'll just go into List View, and in the screen options, I will just increase the number of items per page to be higher than the number of items in the library, so I get them all on one page. And now I think the easiest way to do this is to select all the files, and then go through and deselect the ones I have added to the site, and any of the old images I'm still using. Once I have my selection complete, I can just choose Delete Permanently and click on Apply. Okay, done. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. One little thing to do is to change the favicon. I'll just head to the Global Options and the Favicon tab and remove the existing favicon. For this, I'm just going to use a small version of the logo for a favicon. I've uploaded all my different size versions, so I'll just add them all here. Another thing we haven't fully checked is the responsive design on every page. You can use the responsive icons here in the toolbar to emulate a tablet and phone for any page. This also lets you edit these pages for their responsive display using the responsive option sets. Again, check the links below for more info on that. It's also a good idea to check the site using a real phone and tablet, of course. Okay, I think our organic farmer is about ready to go live. Let's start at the home page and have a good look at this site. I'll just put some music on while we browse. Okay, how's that? We started with a pre-built website and turned it into a viable website for a real business in no time at all, especially when compared to building a fully functioning e-commerce site from scratch. That's the power of the Avada Prebuilt websites. With almost 90 sites to choose from, it's pretty easy to find one that fits your niche and design style, and new ones are being built all the time. If you are building this live on your server, you could put up a coming soon page with a simple plugin while you were working on the transformation, and then when it's done you would just remove the coming soon page and the site would be live. Obviously with a real site we could add an SEO plugin, and we could run the performance wizard to remove unused assets and features and tighten up the page load speed. But getting the design done is a hard first step for many people, and with the pre-built websites, Avada caters to all audiences. Okay, this concludes our video on customizing an Avada Prebuilt site Part 2. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this series. Please let us know in the comments what parts you found most useful, or if you think we missed anything. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos. And if you have any questions or need assistance, please create a support ticket and our team will gladly assist you. As always, we want to thank you for choosing Avada.